Welcome to Fair Game. I'm Kristine Leahy. My guest today played 11 seasons in the major leagues and is a member of the Oakland A's 50th anniversary team. He's now a baseball analyst and ultra runner and also holds a very unique Guinness World Record. Eric Byrnes, it is great to meet you.
Kristine, thanks for having me. This is super cool, and I've watched the show several times and really enjoy the format.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot to me. So I have to ask you about this Guinness World Record because it is bizarre. What was it, 420 holes of golf in 24 hours? How is that physically possible?
Just a lot of swings, a lot of running. It's one of these things that totally random, but last year I actually got invited to play in a 12-hour golf event. And it was a number of professional speed golfers, and yes, it's actually a thing.
Speed golfing is a thing?
It's a thing, and really what it is typically they would combine time and score. And so the guy that was running the event knew that I liked to golf and knew I was an ultra runner. So this was a 12-hour event, and basically along the way as I was training for this thing, I duffed a shot and I ran up to the ball and like frustrated like we all get and whacked it with one hand. I'm like, dude, I'm better with one hand than I am with two.
Yeah, you obviously like pushing your body to the limit. And Peter Gammons, he gave you the nickname Human Crash Test Dummy, which I get that. What is the story behind it?
That was just, I think Peter had fun with the fact and idea that I ran into a lot of walls along the way. But yeah, it's something that I don't think I really had much of a choice, but I embraced it. Still to this day, he works at MLB Network, and I'll see him every now and again. And he's such just a legend. But he'll always tell me, he's like, I'm not really calling you a dummy, right? And so, ironically, a couple years ago, I wrote a book called The Fit List, and the title was The Fit List: Life Lessons from a Human Crash Test Dummy. So, really sort of just said, okay. And this Halloween, by the way, I was a crash test dummy.
You were, that's perfect.
My kids put me up for it.
You were definitely known as one of the best outfielders in the league, and yet you did not win a Gold Glove. Does that bug you?
No.
No?
I don't.
Not
Kristine, I don't about any of that, honestly.
Really?
No, at this point, like, I had so much fun playing the game. I realized how fortunate I was to play a game for a living. I was never a huge prospect. I grew up and, my mother was this avid tennis player. My father was a 4-3 black belt in Kempo karate. I had zero background in baseball. I really didn't start playing any sort of competitive baseball until I was 9, which is crazy because you look at the kids now and they're literally like 3 years old getting into it. So I really was just somebody that no one told me to stop playing. And so when I look at look back on my career, I don't think I look back and think to myself what I didn't do, right? It wasn't about like the accomplishments that I wasn't able to achieve, where I never won a World Series and, you never made an all-star team and I never won a Gold Glove. If there was one thing that I would want someone to say when I walked away from the game is that dude left it all out on the field. That's all that mattered to me. And when it comes to the awards and the accolades, like it's never been about the prize. Even in the stuff that I do now with the endurance stuff, and I'll tell you, like, it's not about finishing the race. It's not about a medal at the end of the race or anything else. It's about the process. It's about immersing yourself into the moment of what you're doing. And I'm just really thankful for, 11 seasons of playing Major League Baseball, and most importantly, the relationships that I was able to develop along the way, and the experiences, which really kind of, made me who I am today.
So you were on the A's famous Moneyball team in 2002. So that team really went all in on analytics. You were a guy that was known for just kind of playing with passion. So how did that kind of feel for you or sit with you when you had your team going all in on the analytics part?
I think it was a learning experience for me. And I've always been somebody that has a thirst for knowledge and information.
Yeah.
And so if you have a tool that potentially could help me get better or our team get better, I want that tool.
Okay.
I want to be able to use it.
Yeah.
I think there's always a fine line as far as how much information we're going to give the players. And quite frankly, like, it's very individual. What I'm going to give you, I might not give me. And so I think there's a delicate art. That's why I think even being a manager in today's game, people in the industry might try to tell you that it's easier than ever before. I think it's more difficult than ever before because you have to be a conduit between the front office, who are suggesting lineups to the manager each and every single day, which Billy did back when I played. And you have to be able to relay that information to the player and say, look, dude, I know you hit 2 homers yesterday, but sorry, you're on the bench today.
Yeah.
I think there's a blend between having to know people and understand how I'm going to get the best out of you. The eyeball test of just seeing how your at-bats look, because a lot of times results aren't always going to tell me the whole story.
Right.
And it's cool because as a baseball analyst now, Kristine, like, I love it. Like, give me all the information, right? As a player, sometimes you got to dumb it down. And I could make an argument that maybe some of the best hitters of all time weren't necessarily the most intelligent. And
They just were just going for it.
they're definitely been very smart hitters. Okay? But if you're able to shut your mind off and just react and quiet everything that's going on inside, that's special. And I don't necessarily want to say it even has to do with intelligence. I don't think that's fair. But those who are able to bounce back and swing at a slider in the dirt and be totally content, like, hey, no problem. I swung at a slider in the dirt. I'm like, dude, my day is screwed.
Yeah, get in your head.
Not just that at bat,
Right.
like the whole day.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think right now the game's at a really cool place. I enjoy it. Obviously watch baseball for a living. But ultimately, analytics is only going to give the fans more information and more numbers. And those who are resistant to it, I think they're crazy.
Okay, we'll have more with Eric Byrnes when we come back.
Check out our YouTube channel, FairGame on FS1 to catch all the best highlights of our show. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.